All right, good evening, everybody. My name is David Banks, and this is my presentation for CIT 360. Um, so, I have been playing around with Java and HQL and MySQL this week. So, last week I kind of went over just basic Java language, and I wrote out this legacy code, which just lists off the books of Moses from the Old Testament. So, this week, what I did, I really started to work on my app design that I did my elevator pitch on. Just I think it'd be relatively simple if I do it the correct way. So I started out by I needed a database with a list of movies, times, and prices. That was the first part. So what I've done is I went into PHP MyAdmin, and as you can see, I have a database named CIT 361-sandbox. I have a table named movies, and inside of that table, I have these different columns. So I have my movie ID, the name of the movie, start time or times, the description, which obviously I haven't filled out yet. I just added it in there so I could have it in there, and then a rating and a price, which I also just kind of made up. So still a work in progress, but working through it. So if we go over to my my actual Java program, you can see I've had to import quite a few libraries. So you can kind of go through there. It's SQL result set, connection for MySQL, querying MySQL, arrays list, and a few others. So we come down here. I started out by making a try catch statement, an if else statement, and then another try catch with an embedded while and for. So we'll start out at the top. So this is try connection. I just named it con for short. And then I'm getting a connection to the local not user, the local database name, which is this, and then the username and password, which is root and no password right now because it's running locally on my computer. So next we're going to do something with this connection with this catch statement. So I created this SQL exception, and it's going to output any exception errors that it gets, right? So that's the first part. So it's going to try the connection, and if it can't, then it'll catch it and throw out an exception error as to why, or at least one of these three options. From there, so we've tried the connection, and this is what happens if it doesn't fail. Well, if it fails, excuse me. If it does not fail, then we go from the try statement down to the if, and it'll say connected or failed to make connection. And then from there, we have another try catch statement. And this is where we start actually pulling data from the database itself. So we're going to select from the movies table, which if we go back over here, the movies table is within this actual database. So here's my table movies, and I'm going to pull some information off there. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different columns. I've only actually pulled 2 of them so far with this statement. So in my while statement, I'll be pulling from 2 and 6. And 2 and 6 represent the name of the movie and the price of the movie. So we go over here, and obviously here's another catch again for if it can't pull the data. But coming back up here, once it pulls these 2 things, it should display in this output of what I've concatenated is currently name of movie is playing, and it cost this amount of money. So that's the theory behind my program. Let's run now and see what actually happens, see if it works or not. So we'll go back up here. You can see it's run. It says it's connected to the database as it was supposed to, using that if-then statement. And it has displayed all of the movies listed in that database and displayed the 2 columns that I specified to that database. So that's my progress so far this week. I'm getting a little bit closer to getting my program fully up and running, but that's my progress for this week. Thank you. Have a good night.